Is it wrong to want Nathan Gerry hurt? Is it wrong to say, yes, Nate Gerry to IR? Achilles injury. It's not a tear. It's just a little bit of an injury he's been dealing with. He's going to be out probably a couple weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Probably be back after the bye. Who knows at this point? But not to mention, Jannard Avery is dealing with an injury. He got put on IR. I don't know for how long. I don't know if it's short-term IR, whatever. Jannard Avery, he's not going to get re-signed after this year. I think it's done. He had one good game that I kind of saw him, that I noticed him. And other than that, he's been pretty quiet. So obviously we gave it a shot, trading for a fourth-round pick at the trade deadline with the Browns last year. Get Jannard Avery. He was a year-and-a-half project. And unfortunately, him being hurt, he's going to miss more time. And, we'll just see what he does by the end of the year. But it's not looking too good for Jannard Avery to be on this team after this year. You're looking at Josh Sweat. Derek Barnett is a big question mark. So I really don't know at this point. But Nathan Gerry can't cover. He's got bad backfield recognition with his eyes. He falls for everything that happens in front of him. His tackling's been up and down. He's really given up a lot of yards to easy slant routes or easy. All you have to do is move a fast receiver inside, and that's it. He's pretty much done at this point. Okay, Jim Schwartz has a lot to blame with this too because he chooses who's on the field. We have a third-round pick in Davion Taylor. So with this offseason, the way it has been with the Eagles, with the COVID and all this that's going on, it's like, did you really take training camp that seriously? I mean, look, we only take it as serious as we can practicing against each other, but how serious can we actually take it? I mean, all you have to do is just throw these guys on the field. That's the only way it's going to happen this year. We had no preseason games, but Nathan Gerry got the start. You know why he got the start? Because he has played longer than anyone else. That's pretty much the only reason why I think he's playing right now. And Jim Schwartz has been praising him every single week, and every time someone has something bad to say about Nathan Gerry, he defends him. And Doug has defended him as well. And I don't get it. I really don't. We're dealing with this on offense. The same situation with Jordan Mailata taking a backseat to Lane Johnson this week. And I'm already mad about that. Okay, and Doug had to be like, oh, well, sometimes you have to sit back and you're another type of learner as a player by sitting back and looking at the situation and what's good. I'm like, dude, that's just like a made up thing to say because he's not starting. And it's just crazy. You have a left tackle that can barely stand up. You have a right tackle that can barely stay in the game with pain tolerance. And Jordan Mailata is still going to sit out. But I'm not talking about Jordan Mailata now. Nathan Gerry. Shaun Bradley, I've been studying since college from Temple. He's got the leadership capability. He has really good backfield recognition. He's a hard tackler. He's just gritty. He's nasty. He's got swagger. And he can cover. He's the best coverage linebacker we have. These other guys cannot cover. A lot of these guys are good against the run, and that's fine. I'm glad that they can at least do that. But Nathan Gerry, he hasn't been on a consistent trend. Look, you're allowed to have a bad game or two, but this guy consistently has bad games. What are you going to do against the Seahawks, the Saints, the Packers, the Arizona Cardinals? What are you going to do against those teams when they are loaded with weapons all around? You know what I mean? And this guy number 47 is a prime target. He can't cover. He gets his body turned around too easily. He barely has, even if someone comes up on him, he doesn't have a step on him, period. I mean, it's ridiculous right now. And yet these coaches every week, or when he has bad games, they pretty much defend him. I don't know why at this point. I really don't. And then the other flip of the coin is this. One of my friends actually told me, oh, Nathan Gerry is 8th in the league in tackles out of all linebackers in the National Football League. I said, no way. And that's what he told me. He must have looked up some stats or whatnot. I didn't look him up. So in the comment section below, if you guys know if Nathan Gerry is the 8th, 7th, 8th best linebacker in tackles, please let me know, because I still don't believe that till this day. And if it's true, wow. Don't know. He doesn't deserve a damn reward for that, period. But is it really wrong to say, hey, you have a third-round pick that's sitting on the bench? He came in for a few plays for the Ravens game and maybe a couple other games, barely a snap and a half. Shaun Bradley, oh my God, like these are the two guys I wanted on the field. You get TJ Edwards back this week, which is fine. I don't mind him. His coverage he's a balanced linebacker. He could do some coverage, but he's not like very great at it. Okay, so he's very on and off with it. But I think against the run, he's a lot better. And I've always admired TJ Edwards. I have no problem with TJ Edwards, but Davion Taylor is just sitting there, and all you're doing is like that's the issue I'm having with this team. That's the issue I've always been having because we're having the same issue on offense than we are at defense now. We're having the same issue now, and it's like because Nate Gerry's playing and he has more of a chance. You know, they don't know how to evaluate talent and why they're keeping some of these guys on the field. I don't know what the case is with this. You know, I really don't know what the case is because I don't. If I draft the third round, if I draft a linebacker in the third round, I mean, I'm at least throwing him on the field. They didn't touch him the first few weeks. They barely even put him in a game. What, he's just going to play special teams? I mean, that's it. He's on kickoff, and I think maybe punt. I don't know what he is. I think he's only on kickoff, and that's it. It just makes no sense to me. And with Nate Gerry hurt, I'm not upset over it. I'm really not. I'm actually quite happy he's hurt. Stay out as long as you can, bro. I really don't care at this point. You know, I don't wish injury upon nobody, but he's not helping this team. What is he doing? He's got a couple sacks under his belt. Okay, but he's not a consistent tackler. He falls for everything that happens when there's motion from an offense. This whole linebacker core has been like that. Duke Riley, I think he's horrible. Okay? I like you know, Davion Taylor. I mean, look, just throw him in the game. Like, what's the big... And since it's so, like, in the season where, you know, we have to win games now, like, now we're being very cautious of who's on the field and who's going to actually do their job because now it just seems like these other guys aren't going to have chances. But now with Nate Gerry out, they're going to have a chance. And we have to see, and I really hope that someone plays lights out great. You know, I don't think we have a hybrid linebacker on this team, but how do we, because of what we've been dealt with, because how are we supposed to know when these guys aren't hitting the field? At this point, I don't even know. And it's weird because this video is supposed to be about Jannard Avery as well, but it's just like, all right, Jannard Avery's out. He'll be back. I'm not worried about that, but Nate Gerry, man, like, wow, like, what is the deal with him, and why do the Eagles cherish him so much? I don't know at this point. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. You know, someone's got to step up Sunday. Someone's got to step up the next couple weeks. Hopefully he's, you know, maybe back a week after, you know, 2 weeks after the bye, maybe. I'm hoping to God that's the case. I need some other guys on the field to show what they got because I can't deal with this guy anymore. Hey, it is what it is. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly, let's fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.